All right. Good morning or good afternoon. Boy, I gotta get this dust off my face. I ain't turning it down. So I'm going to set up next week. Of course, gonna have my supernatural brothers, my lovers. So this was last week. I'll take these out. So today is Saturday. I'm supposed to work tomorrow. I'm off today. I'm supposed to work tomorrow. However, it is a very bad ice storm that's coming in, and I have yet to get housing down there because the places they're booked up. You know, it's a small area where I'm going to go. So even before then, and then I couldn't book something because I didn't know how far it was. So logistics and not trying to waste money spending $1,000 or whatever for a week to realize I spend way more money. So it's just a whole bunch of things. So this was this week. Work Friday was horrible, and Friday was horrible, not Friday but yesterday, because today is December 13th. Wait a minute, now I'm actually even more irked. I can't find my freaking numbers. This has been a bad week. This is just, I need to calm down. I need to breathe because I'm not good at handling stress because I am just so sick and tired of all this crap. Breathe. Let me drink my water. All right. Yesterday was just a horrible day. I'm trying not to think of it as being a horrible day. I'm trying to be, now I'm gonna have a whole sheet of missing stickers and I'm going to be so disgusted. So today is Saturday the 13th and I am off. So Friday was a very long day. I get to the gas station because since I'm driving so far, it's because I'm still dealing with housing. I have to fill up every day. I have a 3-hour commute in the morning and like a 3.5-hour commute in the evening because this contract is where my house is, you know, my home is. So I chose that because it was close. So I'm like, okay, it's not that far to drive 3 hours, and I could get a place down there. I could come back on the weekends. No, that definitely did not work the way it's supposed to. So I have to get gas every day, which is a lot. So I get to the gas station. My card don't work. I'm like, all right, is it the pump? So I tried another card. It just didn't work. I'm like, okay, this is it. And I had my card wallet, but not my cash wallet because I try not to bring cash because then it means I'm going downstairs to spend it because I try to maintain control. And I didn't set a budget for being at the hospital because I need to know how expensive the food is. Some hospitals are very, very inexpensive. Some of them are a lot. And then, you know, I just need to see how the situation is before I just start carrying cash. So I had to go back to my house. I had to get the cash, then go back, get gas. So now I'm half an hour late. So I end up having to what did I do? I forgot. I had to oh yeah, so I'm on my way driving to work. You know, the drive there, it is what it is. No traffic because I leave out the house at anywhere between 3:40 and 4 o'clock in the morning. So there's absolutely no traffic. But that day, it was some people on the road. So I'm going up and I see this tractor trailer and I'm like, why is he weaving in and out of traffic? I'm like, oh my goodness. You know, he's probably tired because, you know, they have these truck drivers, you know, they treat them, I still think they treat them wrong. because these men and women are driving forever to make sure they go to the store and get us our crap is there. He's weaving in and out of traffic. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I hope he don't crash, don't, jackknife, cause a crash. No, apparently he was blocking the car. I don't know what this car did to this man. But every time the car gets over, the truck driver gets over. And I'm like, ooh, you done messed up. So I'm trying not to be in the middle of that. So I go past the truck and the guy comes right behind me because he knows the tractor trailer isn't going to swerve and hit me because I ain't had nothing to do with it. So that's the only reason. But the tractor trailer looked like he was about to chase him. I'm like, oh, nah, I need to get away from you because whatever you got going on, I don't want no part of it. So I get to work. I had to go to another facility because the facility that I am doesn't have really a trainer or all right. So like I said, I started my career as a blood banker, and blood bank like microbiology is like a specialty, kind of like histology and cytology. Not everybody can do those positions. Not everybody knows how to read a plate. Some people are good, some people aren't. Not everybody do blood bank. Blood bank is something very special in and of itself. So so I had to go to another hospital, and still the hospital was still 3 hours away, so there was no reprieve. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, at least this hospital is in civilization, and when I mean civilization, I mean when I'm driving there, I'm still on the highway. I pass down. I'm not on a 2-lane road. I'm not passing plantations or cotton fields because where I work at now, I pass cotton fields. A lot of cotton fields. So I'm like, all right, not okay. It is what it is. So go ahead and do that. So I didn't know that it's in Portsmouth. It's in Portsmouth, Virginia. Okay, so I live in DC and I have to drive to Virginia. I was not expecting to cross a freaking ocean that they are calling a lake. I call it an ocean because I ain't seen not a lick of land the whole time I was there. So I'm like, all right, it is what it is. You can do what it is. So across the lake, which is like a 5-6 mile drive, which is a lot. And then I go underneath a tunnel. It's a 10-mile tunnel. I'm like, all right, now I should have really should have figured out what was going on before I got here. So I get to the job, and of course they did not tell me where to park. So I just pull up and I'm like, here we go with this again. So I'm like, all right, fine. So I drive around the hospital a couple of times trying to see, how this parking situation is. Because, they don't want you parking where patients park so they could park. And then I noticed that all the employees are parking across the street at the park or on the park. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I pull right into the patient area. I'm like, I'm parking right here with y'all because I'm not doing that. I'm not even supposed to be here for a fool. So I go in and they ask me, who I'm here for. And I'm like, the girl, because I'm a training from another hospital here. So I call her. She at lunch. Bruh, it is 7:30 in the morning. I mean, eating, but okay. So she must have been here early. And I'm like, all right, traffic, everything got started. So, we get in there. She shows me the lab and everything was going on, give me the code. So if I need to go to the bathroom, I could get back into the lab and all that type of stuff. So cool. Now we have all this paperwork for patients. However, we have no specimens because none of the nurses in the ER drew any of the patients. So it was just piling up. And they talked to their phlebotomist. They're like, okay, so what's going on? Because over there the nurses draw, not the phlebotomist. Somebody came in coding, so it threw everybody off. So they didn't know what to do. They were swamped. It's a 200-bed hospital. It's not the largest hospital I've been to. I want to say that's kind of like a small to medium-sized hospital. Not 200-bed, more medium. So they were overwhelmed, but nobody was communicating to them that, hey, we don't have specimens for these patients. So for the first 3 hours I was there, I couldn't do any patient testing because there were no patients. So we had to do our CAP surveys, stuff that the government bodies give us so we could practice and make sure that we know what we're doing and everything. So I worked on some of those. Then we got swamped. And then everybody's coming in, specimens being dropped off, and then they're talking to one of the women that work there. They're asking her, like, you gave us this, the literature says this, but what's going on? And she said, well, what the hell you want me to do about it? And I just looked, I'm like, oh, so you got a spicy one over here too. And then it was like, she just always talks to people like that. I would have been like, who the hell are you talking to? Because ain't no way. And see, and this is why I'm tired of doing, I'm tired of working in hospitals because you're just constantly freaking disrespected by people. So apparently she does this all the time. And she was like, well, what you want me to do? Like, tell the nurses that they can't get a specimen because they're not working. Like, anybody gonna be there. So she hung up the phone. I'm laughing because I'm like, yeah, she would have got cussed out for real. Because ain't no way. Then an hour later, the nurse comes looking for the specimen. Look for the product. And we like, we never got the blood. He's like, what? So he goes out. Then they try and figure out what's going on. Then they call us and was like, they call us and they're like, what tube do we use? I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm tired. How are you as a nurse do not know the tube that you need to draw for your patient? Like, I don't understand. Like, they're confused. But it wasn't her first day. Like, she's been there for years. So how after years, how do you not know what it is that you need? So I'm hollering at this point because I find it funny that she don't know what she needs. I'm like, come on now, you can't. Come on now, you can't be doing this. So they tell her what she need. She goes and draw, and she ends up drawing. That's payday, but I actually end up getting paid the day before. She goes and they draw the tube. She comes back with 2 extra of the tubes because she wasn't sure what we needed. Ma'am, we need a pink top. We didn't need a yellow, a yellow, a purple, or a red. We strictly said pink. I'm like, okay, whatever, fine. We got extra specimens. It is what it is. So she goes, we run specimens and everything, get the patient everything that she needs. And then my training is going. And when I mean my training is going, I mean it's going. Needless to say, I did not end up leaving when I was supposed to. So I ended up staying 45 minutes late because too many patients. I need to get my training done. And I wasn't really feeling leaving while I still had training to do because I'm going to need this for the other hospital because unfortunately I'm going to have to train them about certain things to do. Even though I'm a traveler, it is what it is. Sometimes they'll teach us stuff that we could teach other people, but baby, you're not paying me enough for that, but whatever. So, okay, that's Thursday and Friday. So we go and they're giving me all this paperwork, and I'll show you in my work planner all of the stuff they gave me that I'm sorry, I'm leaving out all the stuff that they gave me to train and give to that they gave me to train and give to the other hospital. So it's 4:15. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm tired. I'm ready to go. Like, what's up? So I get in the car. I'm tired. I'm like, yes, I get to go home. I can chill. I can relax. And I'm like, I go back over this bridge and through the tunnel. 15 minutes. No, not even 15 minutes. I want to say 10, probably maybe less than 10 minutes away from the facility. I'm stopped on a bridge. And I don't see no water. And only thing I'm thinking about all those disaster movies that I done seen because I'm a big scaredy cat. And I'm like, okay, so here we go. We got some stupid stuff. So then, why is we go further and further up? And then after we finally get over the bridge, we go through the tunnel. The tunnel's like 10 miles. I'm like, I ain't never gonna make it home. And again, I'm thinking about all those movies where the tunnel exploded and then just horrible stuff. So I'm like, all right, here we go. This one is at 1900. So I'm like, all right, here we go. So you get through the tunnel, and now I'm sitting. It's a 17-minute slowdown. Why? Because some idiot got into an accident because people down in Virginia do not know how to drive. I've driven all over the country. My God, Virginia is the worst I've been. And I lived in California. I've driven in Chicago. I've driven in Atlanta. I've driven in New York. I've driven in Philly, DC, Maryland, Tennessee, Florida. Like, I've driven in all these states. And Virginia is by far the worst drivers. They shut down 664 North. So everybody had to get off. So that was like 30 minutes before we could move. And then I get back on. And then I'm heading towards Richmond. Before I get to Williamsburg, there's another crash. So what happened? I'm sitting again. And yeah, I'm sitting again. Housing move. So I'll be finally getting somewhere else. So I'm just sitting there again. And I'm like, okay, so this is all the thing that we got. So I'm off Thursday and I'm off Friday. So I'm sitting there and I have to drive through Leesburg because why? Another accident that shut down. So I was at exit 243 and had to get off, and I didn't get back on until exit 200 because the accident was so bad that it shut everybody down. And I'm like, okay, so here we go again. So I get all that stuff. So I'm disgusted. So normally it's a 3-hour drive. Since I got out 45 minutes late, I got out 45 minutes late. So what it does is now my turn went to 4 hours. I'm disgusted. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. It's a Friday. I just knew I was going to get off early. Not early, but on time and just go ahead and go home and chill. Nope, that didn't work at all. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Then the accident. So I'm watching my clock. I'm watching the time on my GPS go from, this is all 7, all next week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, so I'm watching the clock. My GPS telling me I'll be home from 8 o'clock to 8:45. 4.5 and the 4 and 5. 4, 15, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4.5 hours to drive home due to accidents because people are driving stupidly. They're not even trying to care about anybody else's lives but their own. They're in these souped up stupid cars that make all the noise and just doing stupid stuff. So I'm like, okay, here we go. And this is a 12-hour shift. Yeah, so this is a 7 to 7:30. So yeah, this is a 12-hour shift because after when is it? So after Tuesday. So Tuesday is my last day of training. And then I'm officially on my work schedule. And then, yeah, so it's going to be real long. But, yeah, so what ended up happening was that I get home at 8:45. I'm just exhausted. It was a bad day. But I'm thinking maybe I had to stay late so I wouldn't be in the middle of those crashes. So that's all I'm trying to say. I stayed late. I avoided being in the midst of the crash. I just missed all the crashes. That's all. I was so upset though. I ain't drive home with no music. I ain't even listen to my book. But I'm just gonna say it was a good thing that wasn't involved in any of those crashes. Because then I'll be good to go. And there's more stuff going on, but I think this is just it. Housing move because I finally found housing forever. So I finally found housing. So yeah, we go from there. But that is, well, almost it. people at. So we have Castiel. And I wonder, I don't know if the shop is still, I think the shop I got this from isn't even open anymore. But that's Castiel. And this is Sam. And then, oh shoot. What is, how am I going at? Okay. Alright, and Dean. So this is what I have to do. So I couldn't do anything. Today's the 13th. So yeah, it's been, because I have such a long commute, I'm exhausted. I have enough time to come home, take a shower, eat, do my journaling, watch one video because I'm following the Organized Money for Vlogmas. And once I watch that 15 minute video, or sometimes shorter, I'm in bed. I'm knocked out. I'm not waking up until 3 o'clock in the morning the next day. So I don't get a chance to fill it out, but I do try to remember. I do bring my book so I can read that at work. So my food journal, okay. So I did that backwards, didn't I? Did I just, no, I just grabbed it. Okay, about to say, I know I'm going crazy. So my food journal, I write in my work planner, and you'll see it. Because I write down my breakfast and lunch in my work planner, and then when I come home, I do everything else. So yes, I have been better. I do my blood pressure. And normally my blood pressure I forget because I get up in the morning and weigh myself. Reading. Okay, so I read these 2 days. And then listen to any audiobooks. And I have done no exercise. It is bad. I haven't been able to do my spiritual classes because those are like 2 hours. And again, I'm just tired because I have a commute. When I finally stay where I'm supposed to be, then I'll be able to come home from work and I'll have the whole night to study and relax. So I cannot wait till that. I don't get my first paycheck until the 19th. So this is going to get filled out. But yeah, this is it. This is all. And actually, Dean, since I'm still what's today? Prep lunches, prep breakfast, gas up. No, I get gas in the morning, and as if I'm going to work, because it's supposed to be horrible storms, and I'm not driving 3 hours in horrible icy weather. Nah. So I may just end up calling out. I'm training anyway, and they have somebody there, so I'll just have to make up the time some other time. But yeah, so this is, I still keep this open because you never know what I have going on. But yeah, so this is next week. Not that one. This is next week. So I start my first 12-hour shift, which is why I need to be staying down there because I can't drive 3 hours, work a 12-hour shift, and drive 3 hours. I would probably crash. So I definitely can't wait to get my place down there. So I will see you in my work planner, and that's gonna be a lot.